Ahoy and welcome to Sailing Sacred Seas. We're Sam and Vika, and this is our first season living aboard KAIA, our Lagoon 440 catamaran and floating home. We've been sailing the Med for the last few months with our 3 dogs and documenting our trip along the way. If you've tuned in before, you'll know our episodes usually include some sailing passages, visits to explore the land and boat maintenance. But today we've got something a little bit different. We're setting off on our longest passage yet, 36 hours non-stop to Sardinia. It's going to be our first night passage aboard, so join us as we sail into the open sea, encountering sea turtles, migrating dragonflies and endless horizons, on this magical journey across the Mediterranean.
And I'm still so amazed by you. So hold me tight through the night. It's just us two.
Oh, it's sunrise on the morning. We're about to start our crossing Sardinia. We're just about to get showers and things, and we're going to head into port quickly and get a bit more fuel in the tanks, and then we're about to set sail over that way and start our journey across Sardinia. Long passage, but should be good.
With little wind forecast for the first 15 hours of the passage, we made a quick fuel detour to Mahón, a natural deepwater harbour on the east side of Menorca. Mahón isn't just any port, it's one of the largest natural harbours in the world, stretching over 5 kilometres inland, with steep cliffs and historic fortifications lining its edge. Once a strategic naval base, today it's a charming mix of history and seaside beauty. Our Lagoon 440 KAIA holds around 650 litres of diesel, split between 2 tanks. And that might sound like a lot, but when you're covering long distances with light wind, it disappears faster than you'd think. We topped off our tanks, knowing we'd likely need to motor for much of the first leg.
That was a quick stop to fuel up. It took us a while to get in because there were quite a few boats ahead of us, so it is no longer as early as we planned on leaving. It's now 9:45. The petrol station opened at 8, so we were hoping to get there and get done, but there was already a queue. So we're filled up anyway. We're back heading down the river. And we're still going to do the passage across today because it's not too late. So we're letting the dogs out now to have a little wee inside because we were hoping to get to shore, but we couldn't. And then we'll have a little wee on our little outside garden, and then have some brekkie as well as we're going along. And we'll head out and start our crossing Sardinia. And I think it could take, like I said, anywhere between 36 upwards hours, depending on what kind of speeds we get, but there's going to be very little wind, so we're going to be motoring most of the way, hence the having to fill up the fuel. But we're on a bit of a time frame because we've got to get to Sardinia because Vika's got some flights from there to Ibiza. So it is what it is, and we carry on moving. Okay, and that's it. We're heading out of the bay from Mahón in Menorca. And depends how you want to say it, whether you're British or English. British or English? English or Spanish? Yeah, so we're heading out the bay and we are going to start our big crossing over to Sardinia. So it'll be our biggest crossing yet. It's going to be exciting and we're going to learn a lot on the way. And we'll know a lot more, won't we? Once we're done, be a lot more experienced. Vika is too busy eating toast at the minute, stuffing her face with toast to talk on camera. Wow. So this is our timer at the minute, 1 day and 11/12 hours. That's with us going at 5.5 knots. I doubt we'll be going that much all the way, but we'll see. And we're looking to be somewhere around 98 degrees-ish. Very little wind, but we might get the head sail up a bit later once we get away from land.
With fuel sorted, we turned KAIA's bows east towards Sardinia and set off under a clear blue sky. The conditions were almost surreal, not a ripple in sight, just an endless horizon blending into the sky. With barely any wind to fill our sails, we had no choice but to keep the engines running, but the lack of waves made for an incredibly smooth ride. A few hours into our passage, we spotted our first sea turtle drifting lazily by, its shell glistening under the sun. Not long after, a pod of dolphins appeared on the horizon, darting towards us with a playful energy. No matter how many times we see them, it never gets old.
So we are nearly 8 hours in. We're still going about 5.5 knots. It's still staying. We've got 1 day and 4 hours left. So we've still got a hell of a way to go. We're in the middle of nowhere, but a little bit early we saw those turtles. That was really cute. And we've got a cargo ship just come to the side of us here, and it's weirdly nice to see a cargo ship. It's kind of a little bit less lonely out here. Sun's starting to set on our first night passage. Just had a nice tasty dinner and a nice pudding and cups of tea. We're going to settle in and relax. We have a couple of lines up the back for now, which we'll keep out in case we catch anything on. Watch the sun go down.
Sun faded, the sky transformed into stunning hues of pink, orange and gold, reflecting perfectly off the still water. It felt like we were sailing through a painting, the horizon so soft and blurred that the sky and sea became one. And then, just as the light of the sun disappeared behind us, our night passage together began.
We saw those big turtles. It was first time in my life I seen them. We saw 6 or 5.
6, I think.
And now we were greeted with 3 dolphins. So 3 guys were just swimming in this beautiful, beautiful land.
But before it was a dolphin, what was it?
A shark. I thought it was a shark because it has sharp thing.
We settled into our watch shifts. I took the first while Vika got some rest. The steady hum of the engines and the rhythmic lapping of the waves against KAIA's hull created a peaceful, almost meditative atmosphere. With no land in sight and no city lights to interfere, the stars were breathtaking, scattered across the sky in a way you can only witness far from shore. It was just us, KAIA, and the endless sea.
Good morning, night watch. Cozy? 25 layers?
So it's the morning after our first night on the crossing. We've still got about 17 or so hours, and we're right out in deep water. I think it's about 3,000 meters. We've been greeted by 3 big dragonflies out in the middle of the ocean. How weird is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So number 12 just arrived. Can you imagine 12 dragonflies? They must have just been passing over and looking for a little place to take a break. Okay, so I can't keep count now, but I'm going to say there's 20 plus. So they're clearly all catching up with us.
After a long night of watch shifts, the sunrise felt like a quiet victory. Our first night sail behind us, and another step towards Sardinia.
So we've got both the sails up this morning, and we've still got the engine on because it's only about 7 knots of wind, but with the engine revving over at about 2,000 and the 2 sails, we're cruising at about 6.5 knots. So let's put our shaved an hour or so off our arrival time, so that's nice. It's looking to be another nice, clear, smooth day. Not much wind, so we're going to be motoring again most of the way. But it's a lovely day, and we should arrive quite late tonight, about 10 o'clock-ish. Get some breakfast and stuff in a bit, relax, take a shower off the back. But all is good.
Washy washles. Wow.
So we just thought we'd do a little bit of ocean cleaning, just, you know, just catch some trash. She's a whopper! So, a bit of time on my hands. Time to have a go at something I've been promising to do for about 10 years. I've got my Ukulele for Dummies book. I've got my ukulele, you've got to have that if you're going to have the book. And I'm just going to have a go at starting to just work my way through the book. 4 notes. And it all sounds terrible at the minute, but step by step.
This passage, our longest yet, gave us time to reflect on how far we've come. Just months ago, this life was a dream. Now we're fully immersed in it. Our first season living aboard, learning every day. Learning to sail, to navigate, to read the weather, and to keep KAIA running. We left the UK behind with a simple but life-changing goal: to chase a life of freedom, adventure, and exploration. It wasn't just about sailing, it was about stepping away from the familiar, embracing the unknown, and trusting ourselves to build a life on the water. From the moment we set off, Spain became our gateway to this new adventure. The sprawling coastline, the vibrant ports, it was here that we truly began to find our rhythm. We learned to navigate the coast, more in busy harbours, and to trust KAIA to carry us wherever the wind and sea allowed. Ibiza was our first real taste of freedom that comes with this lifestyle. Anchoring in crystal clear waters, waking up to golden sunrises over rugged cliffs, and swimming off the back of KAIA in secluded bays. It was here that we learned to slow down, let go of schedules, and simply exist with the sea. But it also taught us about weather changes, unexpected swells, and the importance of always having a plan B. Menorca was where we truly tested our sailing and seamanship. From the bustling city of Palma to the untouched beauty of the Taramanta coast, we saw both sides of island life. We navigated narrow anchorages, battled unexpected catabolic winds, and felt the power of the Mediterranean sun. It was also where we started to understand KAIA's systems, troubleshooting little issues before they became big ones. Menorca felt different, wilder, quieter, and more untouched. With its deep winding callers and dramatic cliffs, it was a place that reminded us why we chose this life. We anchored in water so clear it felt like KAIA was floating on Earth, hiked rugged trails, and spent nights under the stars in total solitude. Each place has taught us something new, but our biggest lessons are out here on the open water. Now Sardinia is on the horizon, and beyond that Tunisia, a whole new continent, a whole new challenge. Further ahead lie Italy, Greece, and eventually the vast Atlantic. Taking the plunge into this life was daunting, but every sunrise out here reminds us why we did it. The freedom, the adventure, and the endless horizons waiting beyond.
Back on a bit more of a regular sea. It's getting a bit rollier, a bit wavier. We're about 4.5 hours away now from Sardinia, so we're almost there. Dinner's in the oven, Pete's done some washing in the washing machine. We're plodding along.
After a peaceful day of motor sailing, the sun began its slow descent, painting the sky again. Now, 32 hours into our passage, and with no land or other vessels in sight, the world felt vast and empty. Just KAIA, the open sea, and the fading light. Another night under the moon awaited. Before darkness took over, we turned our attention to dinner. The fresh tuna we'd caught just a day earlier off the coast of Menorca. And as the last rays of sunlight started to melt away, the aroma of sizzling fish filled the galley. A simple yet perfect meal to fuel us for the night ahead.
Fresh cut, fresh on the plates.
He's good.
Yeah.
Look at that one, happy face. First fish caught in the ocean
Yeah.
was quite good.
Yeah.
I would say 9.
Somebody might be going in the ocean soon. Sardinia lies ahead. As you can see, it's getting pretty dark, but we've got the nav and we're just going to follow the nav into the bay. You can see a lighthouse, we can see some lights in the town in the distance. So we're still 2 hours 40 till to go. Arriving for around 11. So our angle coming in, destination, approximate. We're going to anchor somewhere in this bay. It's a nice big bay, so should be plenty of space for us. There's some areas down here we can't anchor, but we're going to come up and have a little look. That's Sardinia on the horizon, right just there, a glimpse of the lighthouse there.
Nearly 40 hours after setting sail and under the soft glow of the moon, we finally entered the Gulf of Oristano on Sardinia's rugged western coast. The water was calm and the shoreline was faintly visible in the night, and as we dropped our anchor, a deep sense of accomplishment washed over us, our longest passage yet complete. This journey's been magical, a reminder of why we chose this life, and now a whole new country awaited, and we couldn't wait to see what Sardinia had in store.
And that's it guys, we're here, Sardinia. So Spain down, we're on to our second country. Long passage, but we made it safe and sound.
Thanks for watching us on this epic passage. In our next episode, we continue our journey along Sardinia's wild western coast, discovering stunning deserted beaches, hidden anchorages, and of course indulging in that incredible Italian food. Stay tuned because this adventure is just getting started.